Hello, welcome to another episode of Brenda's Musings. So today I want to talk about the art of listening. And this has come up for me a lot in the last 24 hours. The last week, really. So I know that this is something that I am continuing to work on myself. Because sometimes I hear things, but I'm not listening. Or sometimes I'm listening, but I don't hear things. And quite often I listen with the intention of speaking. So that's my biggest fault. I think it comes from, wanting to, like for years and years of being a people pleaser and wanting everybody to feel okay and to feel good and to try to fix things and all that kind of stuff, which I don't do as much anymore, but I still have that bad habit of, just wanting to weigh in with somebody, to let them know that, I get it. But oftentimes, they don't need to know that you get it. Oftentimes, they just need to be heard. And that's what I'm trying to be better at. And I'm having mixed success at the moment. Then there are other times when, I'll have a conversation with somebody, an entire conversation where there's back and forth, interaction. It's not just me talking. And then the next day I'll reference the conversation and the conversation is not even remembered, not one little bit. And I'm like, man, I don't get it. It wasn't like the other person was doing something else at the time. It was a face-to-face conversation. So that blows my mind. And then there are times when you give instructions to somebody and, with the intent that certain things are going to get done and they don't. Because there's a miscommunication somewhere along the way, whether it's between you and them or them and somebody else or whatever. And so all of these are examples of listening but not hearing, or hearing but not listening, I don't know. And I find each of those upsetting to to differing degrees. And I'm trying to find a way in myself that is just, okay, we'll just move forward. Which, for the most part, I move forward anyway, so. But I'm trying to sort of move forward before it becomes upsetting. And then what I find is if it happens over and over again with the same person, that there's an issue that needs to be addressed even further. When it's just a miscommunication, that's fine, you get it sorted out. When it becomes problematic is when everybody else has to put their 2 cents into it, besides the parties who are part of it. So it's like, okay, where am I going to just take a breath and let it go? And you know where that instant is? That instant is the very instant that it happens. Because if not, you go over and over and over stuff in your mind, wasting more and more precious time and bandwidth, and you become more and more upset. If you don't let it go, what happens is the next time it happens, it comes back to the forefront again. And then everything builds and builds and builds and builds. And you got this pile of, crap, resentment, frustration, whatever. All these, I won't say useless, but mainly useless, emotions, right? They just take up precious time away from joy and happiness and peace. So the time to let stuff go is in that breath that it takes right after it happens. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't change the world, right? All it does is upset you. So let it go. Let it go. And that's my musing for the day. Have a great one, everyone.